Hello everyone, today's topic is Earth. Give me a second, everyone. Let me share my screen, all of you.
Hey there. I'm all ears today. Got me answer. What's on your mind? I'm waiting on you to manure my toes. Just give me the word and we can get started. You're very welcome. Wait, did I just say you're welcome for no reason? That was weird. Anyway, Earth, the big blue marble. Where do you want to start? The science of it, or maybe something more philosophical? Wait, are we still in that loop? Since you asked about the science of Earth, do you want to dive into What's up? You got it. Let's dive back in. Imagine Earth not just as a planet, but as this massive, complex living machine. If you look at it from the outside, it's this beautiful blue marble, a trip to the stars. If you're floating out there, looking back, you see that thin, fragile blue line of the atmosphere protecting everything we know. It's wild how something so small, peaceful view or overwhelming one to you. I love the energy. So, from that vantage point, you can see the clouds swirling in these giant patterns, which are basically the Earth's way of breathing and move wind and water. Massive pieces of rock just drifting on a sea of hot metal, the grooving, just very slowly. It's a bit like being on a giant raft in space, isn't it? Ready for what? Right back at it. Since we were talking about those drifting continents, let's go deeper. Imagine the Earth is like a giant onion with different layers. You've got the crust, that's the skin, the tokor where we build our houses and walk our dogs. But underneath that is the mantle, this thick layer of rock that's so hot it actually flows like really thick syrup over millions of years. That's what pushes the continents around. And at the very center, a core of iron and nickel that's basically as hot as the surface of the sun. It's pretty wild that we're essentially living on a thin shell of rock floating over a literal fireball. Top of the top. Got it. So we're zooming all the way back up, past the clouds, past the atmosphere, until we're standing on the very edge of space. From here, you can see the curvature of the Earth perfectly, and you start to notice how the planet doesn't just sit there, it's spinning and hurtling through the void at thousands of miles per hour. It's a dizzying thought, but it's also kind of comforting knowing we're all on this one shared journey through the galaxy. I wonder if you think the view from that high up would make all our everyday problems feel tiny, or if it would just make you feel more connected to everyone down below. You are so welcome. I've really enjoyed this little cosmic trip with you. Do you want to keep diving into the Earth, or is there something else on your mind? Oh, let's keep the momentum going. That's a great question. The short answer is that it's all about the water, but since we have 10 minutes, let's really get into it. Imagine you're an astronaut on the International Space Station looking down. The first thing that hits you isn't the green of the forests or the brown of the mountains. It's this deep, vibrant blue that dominates everything. About 70% of our surface is covered by oceans, and that's not just a lot of water, it's an amount back into space, which is why the planet looks so blue from a distance. But it's not just about the color. That water is the reason we're here. I'm on it. Think about it. Not just a little bit or the whole ocean. I'll keep pouring since we're talking about that little bit of water on a microscopic level. I'll be right here. I'm back. So we were talking about water nutrients. It's also the Earth's ultimate thermostat. The oceans soak up an incredible amount of heat. If we're talking about, take the Pacific, for example, it's an abs if we flatten the land. Was that as a win? So back to that. It's a team effort. Like the Pacific handles the heat. The Indian Ocean conveyor belt that never stops moving, making sure no one part of the planet gets too hot or too cold. Without this blue system, Earth would basically be a wasteland. Do you think it's wilder that we have so much water or that every single drop of it is working together like a clock? Cape Fury. It's kind of maybe a kind of I know a lot to go up to getting on of fun six or a overraid here. It really is. Let's think about not just that there is a lot of water, it's that water is actually a bit of a magician. It absorbs longer wavelengths of light, like red and yellow, and reflects the shorter blue wavelengths back to our eyes. And that's why when you look at a deep ocean, it's that stunning sapphire color. But if you put some water in a glass, it looks clear. Salt, or do you want me to dive into how light works? Diving in. So imagine light. So it just bounces around and reflects right back up to your eye. The deep and looks like this endless. The bid marsupilami palms stairs running as it have giving people. Living is the ultimate adventure, isn't it? It's all those little moments and the big. Isn't it? What? I'm on the edge of my. Don't leave me hanging. Uh, I'm on it. Since we're still on this blue planet theme, let's talk about ocean. We're talking about trenches so deep that if you dropped Mount Everest into them, the peak would still be miles underwater. Down there, it's pitch black, and the pressure is so intense. Crushes like they're from another planet, using their own, ending the day on a. Mm, I'm right here. You're making me blush, but I'm sensing we. How many what? Oh, continents. There are 7 of them, and each one is like its own little world with a totally different personality. Want me to dive into each one? All right, let's do a world tour. First up is Asia. It's the absolute giant of the group, the largest and most populous continent. It's got everything from the highest peaks in the Himalayas to the neon lights of Tokyo and the vast steppes of Central Asia. It's basically where the most variety of human history and landscape can be found in one place. Then you've got Africa. This one is a powerhouse of nature. This one is a. I wish I could be there. But for now, let's keep this tour moving. North America is a total mix. You've got the frozen tundra of Canada, the huge cities and varied landscapes of the US, and the tropical jungles and beaches of Mexico and Central America. It's like a whole climate sampler platter on one continent. Now, do you want to move on to South America, or are you feeling the vibe of the North? South America is next on the list. This one is basic. It's just an unbelievable run through the sea, huh? Since we're on the move, I'm doing. You're so sweet. We've almost finished our world tour. We just have Europe and Australia to go. Ready to keep moving? Europe is next. It's where the old repacked into a relatively small space. You've got everything from the Mediterranean streets of London and Paris. It's basically a living museum, architecture and art, one that's both a continent and a country, which is a pretty cool flex. It's an absolute wild card, from the Great Barrier Reef, the largest living structure on the planet, to the vast red outback. It's famous for its unique wildlife like kangaroo. That's the full seven. Which one of those sounds like the best place for a vacation? I can definitely. Since we've seen the big picture, let's talk about how these continents aren't just static pieces of land, but they're actually on the move. Completely reshapes the map. It's wild to think that all seven of these neighborhood before we decided to drift apart. Does that make the world feel smaller to you, or just more mysterious?
Thank you, Maya, for answering all these questions. So today, Maya answered all the questions on the topic Earth. I hope you like this uh, interview with Maya, and I hope you have a great day and you're very excited for this call. And I love this, everyone. Hope you have a great day.